I'm just a normal 22-year-old who loves hanging out with my friends, going into cardiac arrest, watching Barcelona and Cork GA games. Like who knew 26 men could let me down at one moment? Welcome to the world of Cork. And I recently graduated with a degree in criminology, so if any of you are drugs, sex offenders, or terrorists, I will find you. Alright? Don't mess with me, I will find you. So to finish up really, what I like to do is kind of give you two metaphors that I kind of use in my life. So like the question that I face all the time is, do I ever get upset? Do you ever get annoyed? Do you have vomit on your limbs? And loads of different things. And you know, some days I do. But these two things I suppose kind of help me kind of through life, and I'm kind of going to give them to you today. You don't have to care about them, it's totally fine if you don't. I like them, so. The first one really is row the boat. And it's the one that I actually give to my sports team as well. And it's got nothing to do really with football or sports really. It's just a mindset. So rowing the boat means doing the right things the right way and accepting the results that come. It's about being dedicated to the process of winning. Winning every single day by being the very best version of you that you can be. It's about not ignoring the past, but instead always trying to learn from it in order to get better. And more than anything, it's about creating a community that has a positive aura with each individual contributing. Together, through love and trust, you all push forward together. And the process of rowing the boat is broken down into three very simple parts. So firstly, you've got the oar. That's the energy you bring to your life, what propels you forward. It's the only thing that can move the boat, obviously. And positive energy breeds love, and love breeds success. Secondly, there's the boat itself, which is made up from sacrifice. It's the thing you're willing to give up in order to achieve something you never had before. The more that each individual sacrifices, the more of themselves they're willing to give to others, the bigger the boat actually gets. And when you have a big boat full of people willing to sacrifice for each other, you can brave any storm that comes your way. Finally, there's the compass itself, which symbolizes the positive direction that you choose to follow. Ultimately, your compass is determined by who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with the wrong people, you're going to do the wrong things. And if you surround yourself with elite people, you're probably going to do elite things. It's as simple as that. The other metaphor that we have is a golf ball. I've no idea if any of you are into golf, but did you know that when... Don't laugh at golf, golf is great. Did you know that when they made the first golf ball, they actually made the cover quite smooth? So it's different to the golf ball that we know today. And they hit it, and they hit it over and over and over again. And then they realised something, that the golf ball that was smooth only travelled a certain distance. But the one that was hit over and over and over again, it travelled that little bit further. So they went back and they designed the golf ball that they know today. And really, I suppose what that means is that it's designed to go far, the golf ball. The one that's a little bit rough around the edges, kind of like yourself. If you're a little bit beat down, and if you're a little bit upset, and you're going through a hard time, maybe bullying, maybe other stuff that's going on in your life, just remember that life is treating you the way we treated this golf ball. It's hitting you around, it's beating you up, and you're a little bit rough around the edges, but at the end of the day, that's life designing you to go far. I'm absolutely delighted to be here today and talk to you. I literally, what inspired me to actually do this is pretty cool. I always believe that life comes in full circle. And actually, who inspired me to go up and do all these speeches and do the things that I do today is actually the man behind me, Pat Falvey. He came to school when I was 8 years old, and I was dying to ask him where was the coldest place he'd ever been to, because I love the cold. But what I learned more than anything, and Pat told me, is that every day you're going to face a Mount Everest just like he did. And how you're going to be judged is how you overcome and climb Mount Everest. So remember, you live for an average of 70 years, but if you leave people something to remember you by, you shall live forever, and we all face our own Mount Everest. But if you're as good as Pat, you manage to overcome it every single day. So thanks very much for having me. I hope you enjoyed
Thank you so much, Joanne. So just very quickly, if you think back on what Joanne said, in terms of making that speech, such a wonderful speech, she spoke about her own experiences. She gave us 3 pieces of advice. There was 1, there was 2, there was 3. She gave us images that we can remember, the boat that can face any storm, so long as there are enough people there. The golf ball that flies further when it's damaged. And her own people who inspired her along the way, like Pat Falvey. And by the way, she glanced over the fact that just this week, she graduated from UCC. Just this week. As she said, with a degree in criminology, and next week she has an interview for CSI Cork. That was my humour that you remember. Now, she made reference there to Mount Everest. That's from the Green people from the Gate Lodge in Tralee, Mount Hawken Place. I'm not sure how many of you had the honour and pleasure to know Donald Walsh, God rest him, but Donald often used the image of the mountain, just as Joanne has used it there. And he used the mountain, as Joanne said, as a metaphor. But now we're going to look beyond that. We're going to look beyond the metaphor, and we're going to listen to somebody who has actually physically climbed those mountains. And once again, I would ask you to listen with that critical ear. What are the images, what are the words, what are the phrases, and so on. So please welcome Pat Fat.